The lazy marketer's secret. I'm about to share with you what took me 15 years to make. I've just rolled this out on a home storage solutions avatar, and we're going to find out our ideal client persona. So we know what kind of Facebook ads to create. We know what kind of pages on the website to create. In one click, a few minutes or seconds, depends on the ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini version that you're using, create detailed avatars that we should be speaking to across our digital marketing. Now, obviously, every industry is different. The reason this took me 15 years to make is we just finished 2025 and I was on 1,800 focus hours where I'm just working on that one thing at my computer. The total hours I've worked were far more, and those hours don't include my face-to-face meetings, chit chats, and other stuff. I'm talking focus work on doing the thing. That's 7 hours of focus work time per working day, and that just means that there's a lot of after hours work. My wife hates it. She can tell you lots about all of the weekend work, etc. So I'm about to move my big head over here. My screen's gone blank because I'm on the treadmill and I keep short-circuiting things. Why does everything just goes blank? I'm wearing rubber shoes under the thing. I've got another thing. I've got the anti-static. I've got humidifiers. If you know how to fix this for me, please help me. So today's case is going to be a home storage solutions online store, but it could be a home storage solutions service, it could be anything. And what I've basically done is I've built software that allows me to generate very quickly some baseline research that would have otherwise taken me hours and hours. And this is what I used to do. I used to have to pull keyword data from SEMrush, from Ahrefs, pull all the PAA questions from Google. People also ask to really understand what are the problems that people are searching in this space. Those problems would become blogs, those problems would become guides, and definitely commercial intent pages. I'm going to move my big head over here. Now, towards the end of this video, I will actually share with you the initial prompt that helps me with the initial research. I don't want this to be a technical video about MCPs and things like that, but I have integrated a lot of my AI, the firecrawl.dev MCP, which just allows me to crawl websites and get detailed information from them, as well as SEMrush and Ahrefs MCPs to actually pull real truthful keyword data and keyword volumes. But at the bottom of this Notion document that I'll happily share, whoever asks for it, I will share the prompt that I used that gets me the initial research. Now, first things first, what are we talking about here? In this case, we want to promote a business in the home storage space. Garage storage, home storage, and whatnot. In this case, I'm focusing on garages. It might be a garage renovation. It might be fit outs. It might be products. It might be hooks and bikes and shelving and whatnot. And I have created basically 3 core segments. And I do this for all of my clients. Segment 1, suburban homeowner with cluttered garages. What I basically dive deep into is finding out what their pain points are. I look at their detailed and create detailed avatars and create these fictional names: Cluttered Craig, homeowner, 42, married with kids. It's really important to know this stuff, not because we're going to be running Facebook ads specifically to that particular audience and just A/B testing it, but we want to position the wording of the website. We want to make sure we're not missing out on any service pages that need to go up. Just remember that AI these days is all about capturing the fan out queries, meaning the long tail specific problems that they're trying to solve. Storage, wall storage for golf clubs, right? So having that page, that text, that paragraph, that section on the website that talks about golf club storage and the hooks and the baskets that you can get for it, you don't have that, you're not going to show up. That's from an AI SEO perspective. But from an ad perspective, if we know that's an issue on how to store golf clubs, we can create an ad group, run it, and see how it converts. So this tool allows me to really understand the goals and motivations of these personas, right? Social goal, family harmony. Functional goal, reclaim car space in the garage. Tired of parking on the street? On the street, your car gets broken into. Emotional goal, feel in control and organized. Pride in tidy, efficient garages. Pain points and challenges. Daily frustrations, can't park the car in the garage. Boxes on the floor. Now, all of this also helps me make AI images, right? Bonus points if the client can produce before, after. These days, while yes, videography is super important, especially foundational stuff is really a must-have, I can load a few images into AI and generate a lot more with the exact shelving that we promote or sell, or the exact service that we offer with our exact team members. Right, so AI will place our team member installing the thing in a virtual environment in any space. Right, so here we go. SEO behaviors. Topics of interest, garage organization ideas and systems, wall mount and storage versus freestanding shelving comparison. So all of this would have previously just taken me so long to research. I used to have to schedule for my team members to spend hours and hours crawling competitor sites, pulling apart their main pages, their main blogs, their top traffic pages, which we still do, by the way, because it's really important to see what pages are driving what traffic for competitors. This is just an initial research on the topic. Now, if you present this to a client in any space, this is very impressive because this will uncover things that they did not know themselves. This goes into showing long tail questions, which should be answered with an FAQ or a dedicated page or a blog. This talks about problem aware solutions and content preferences. How can we potentially sell to this avatar using digital marketing? Of course, before and after galleries, video installations, how easy it is to DIY install that particular shelf if it's a DIY. Cost calculators, how much to organize your garage, right? Like a tool. It's really easy to make tools now. Comparison guides, customer testimonials, of course, room-specific guides, a guide for your garage storage or workshop organization. So it gives that your marketing team essentially what I've got here. If we zoom out for a second and if we skim through these are 13 avatars that I created specifically for this industry. So we've got here mountain bike Brad, age demo 28 to 45 year old, roughly how much he earns. Primary pain point, expensive bikes are not cheap now, 2 to 10k for an e-bike, right? And that's cheap. Now, expensive bikes on the floor, damage risk, can't park the car. So what are we trying to sell? A bike storage system, bike hook, bike lift, bike rack, whatever kind of system. Secondary products might be wall shelving, right? So we're hitting a lot of birds with one stone. Facebook ad hook might be your $5,000 bike deserves better than leaning against the garage wall. Key buying trigger, just bought a new bike, partners complained, bike fell and damaged. So in this case, I was able to download thousands of inquiries from Facebook ads, from their website, where I created a field many years ago, like 7 years ago. What are your top frustrations with your garage? And I then use that data to group the frustrations into categories. It might be a mum that's frustrated of tripping over the prams, kids' toys, the bikes, the cars. There's that bucket. That's why I've got here toy drowned Tanya. 32 to 48, kids, bikes, scooters, toys everywhere, tripping hazard. Now, these are just the initial. Golf obsessed Gary, pram stressed Paula, bike crazed Browns, family, adventure ready Andrew, fitness focused Fiona, tool heavy Tom, water sports, Will, multi-sport Marcus, etc. I've just gone down the path of adding more detail. Avatar. Here we go. We've got a dedicated avatar, background demographics, goals, motivations, pain points and challenges, SEO behaviors. It keeps going. So this is the research that is needed for then to be able to create some meaningful Facebook ads, videos, videographer to capture certain directions, give us a video that answers the call of this bike obsessed Brad and the problems that they are experiencing. It just gives you a guide on what you need to be focusing on. Now in this case, I have created a whole bunch of before prompts. Now I have photos of the after, so the organized garage, the organized home, things are in the right position. I'm now using AI to superimpose what that garage looked like with the chaos. Now I have a whole bunch of custom GPTs now that will visit a website and it will crawl it and it will give me some general prompts, but obviously a lot of this requires manual editing, manual review. There's no magical AI automated things these days that produce meaningful results. Everything that should be policed by a human at this stage. I'm sure it's getting somewhere. But check this out. So here we go. This is now looking like a genuine Aussie garage. But this is AI. What's beautiful about this is using the same setting, a different camera view of the final product, right? So this is looking a little bit less realistic, but that lawn, that outdoor area looks very Aussie, those cars. This is looking a little bit more realistic because this is actually the same setting, a different view of the final product. Is this, right? I'm not going to show the final one. This is looking a bit over the top, but it will work well on a Facebook ad. You got a wheelie bin on the side. Nano Banana is producing a really cool. Now this is obviously, that's the final one down there. I'm not going to show it, but that's the final one. That's the only image that I loaded up, is that one. And then from there, obviously a whole bunch of prompts back and forth. We now have a stable prompt that creates AI. Now we can also connect the dots with, it's actually written Christmas decorations on the boxes. We can now make AI videos by mapping out our end frame, final solution, and before frame, the chaos, because we now have the prompts and we now have the before image, and then we now have the after image. AI will mold and make a video. I'll share that on another day, but the reason this is all so important is now we have who we're speaking to, which is so important for Facebook category selection. For each of these avatars, I now know that I need to be hitting, look, for homeowners, there's a whole bunch of categories that are my go-to. Let's see if this is accurate. Mountain bike, yeah, road cycling, Strava, cycling brands, Trek, Specialized Giant, behaviors, outdoor recreation enthusiast. Look, I'd argue that this should follow under just anyone else that is a homeowner, which means they might shop at Bunnings, they might be an admin of a Facebook business page. Business owners, a lot of the time, are homeowners as well. We're talking about pressing filters and buttons that cuts out clearly who is not our audience, right? It's like Facebook ads is like billboard advertising, only you can track things, you can send them to places to track conversions. So it's billboard advertising on steroids, but it is a little bit like you're on a beach and you're trying to sell your lipstick to this particular audience, and you're going to obviously walk up to the women to sell lipstick. Not these days. You get the gist. So we've done the research. Then based on the research, we can spit out, our screen goes, some variations. Now, I have, once again, many years of creating ads. There are processes and copywriting techniques that just are known to work. The PAS system, pain, agitate, solution, the, authority plus social proof. What else we got? Problem aware plus transformation. So we've got variations now, 10, headline variations. Your $5,000 bike deserves better than the garage floor. Now we can make a more of a unhinged, extreme Aussie lingo variation, since this topic is quite, probably a lot of Aussies will be interested in this. Finally, park your car and protect your bikes without the partner arguments. Stop risking an $8,000 bike or $8,000 in bikes every time you open the garage door. So all of these could be run as little A/B tests. You have the ad group, you have 5 creatives, let it run it. We're talking about just maintenance ads that are not specific to a season or Christmas, etc. So these are just your main on rotation monthly ads that you just keep refreshing. I've got some body variations. Your bike costs more than most people's car, right? So why are they leaning against the wall, getting scratched, blocking the car, and stressing you out, your partner out, right? We're talking this, and this just keeps going. There's just so much variation here. So go back. I now have, I'll go to one more avatar, which is overwhelmed mum with kids and outdoor toys. Toy drowned Tanya. Now how this would get rolled out on a Facebook ad would be the campaign, conversion ad, it's a shopping ad essentially to sell things, sends the user to the website to that particular product that we select, and it has conversion tracking set up to track add to carts, and we simply change the ad groups. In each ad group there's a few creatives. So same scenario. Tanya, 38, part-time teacher and mum of 3 kids. Income, family, location, goals and motivations. Reclaim sanity. Safety risks. Stop tripping. Can't read, my screen keeps short-circuiting or something, and it's just flashing every time I static. Safety first. Stop tripping over toys. Reduce injury risk for kids. I'm pretty sure I can hear my kids in the car park right now, and we've got a newborn. So this is talking to me right now. Park the car. I couldn't get my car into that space because the pram was there the other day. And I actually have these shelves. I just need to actually utilize the shelves. Pain points and challenges. Daily trip hazards. Bikes, e-scooters. So all of this, once again, goes into the bucket of ad creation and targeting, and more importantly, pages on the website. So where are we here? Garage storage for kids' toys and bikes. So kids' toys and bikes should be on the page, probably a dedicated page. Your products solve the problem with kid bikes and toys storage. Build the dedicated page or the section, right? Make that page easily skimmable by your general Google bot, which is looking at headlines, titles. It looks at keyword density. Make it really clear. We have garage storage solutions for kids, toys, and bikes. We're going after bottom of funnel key terms that people are ready to buy. They know what they want. We have this problem. How to organize an outdoor play equipment. That's more middle of the funnel. Family garage organization ideas, top of the funnel. It's like, well, I have these organizational problems. I don't know what to get. Stop kids' toys taking over the garage. Top of funnel. Garage storage for sports equipment. That's a bit more bottom-ish, right? There's another page that we need to build now. Obviously, if garage storage is our root topic, garage storage for sports equipment. It might be /sports equipment, because the whole domain is garage storage or home storage or whatever it is. And these are the type of questions we should be answering on those pages. How to organize kids' bikes and scooters in the garage. That should be a video, because that's a common question. We didn't just... The initial prompt that I'll give you doesn't have connection to Ahrefs, of course. It's just going to give you directional stuff, which is still helpful, but just some of these key terms might be zero search key terms, meaning nobody really searches for Egyptian snow shovels, right? So that's why it's good to utilize and back the data up with some genuine keyword volumes. You could look at Google Trends, Google Keyword Planner, etc. So I've been draining it for how many minutes now? I'm going to start wrapping up. Now, I'm going to scroll down and share the research prompt that you should be using. Whether it's Gemini, look, For me, all of my AIs are pro versions. I can't tell you what kind of limitations you're going to get from the free versions. Still try this. But whether it's Claude thinking mode, whether it's Gemini, I think it's thinking as well, or ChatGPT, they will give you more or less the same kind of research. Perplexity, I stopped using Perplexity a while back. I've just felt like the others just do enough for me, especially when I link the firecrawl.dev MCP, which actually comprehensively crawls the pages that I need. Whereas I know ChatGPT hallucinates a lot, and I couldn't tell you how, when I compared the Claude, fetch function, it wasn't as good as, and it even said it's not as good as the FireDev crawl. But that's with January 2026. I have no doubt it's going to change. But what this prompt does, this is a research template for creating detailed customer profiles and content strategies based on analyzing a company's website. So what I've set up this prompt to do is I throw in, a lot of the time, if it's detailed, the About Us page or the home page or both, and this will crawl the website, crawl the main pages, understand what service it's offering. It will then produce a comprehensive customer research document. Customer profiles, ideal client persona, 2 to 3 detailed descriptions of who actually buys from this business, their job roles, company size and goals, what problems keep them up at night. This is the big one, right? Because you want to solve these, you want to get to the bottom of these. How they research solutions on Google. Now, a lot of this, if possible, can stem from having an interview, a deep dive interview with the business owner that's been in the industry for a while. You can potentially grab this information from their years of inquiries, filter out the spam, cut through the crap, and really understand the pain points. Download those inquiries from the websites, from the Facebook ads. Look at Google reviews, look at feedback. Why did this person buy? What were their problems? This is really valuable. Pain point analysis, a deep dive into customer frustrations and struggles, what they've already tried that failed, what they complain about, what they hesitate to buy. Like, this applies to any industry, whether it's a dentist, whether it's a financial advisor. It's really important to know. A lot of the things that I also do is I keep an eye on the latest user-generated, like Reddit's Australia Finance, for the latest kind of commentary on trends and finance discussions. I have systems and processes that will go ahead and crawl that subreddit, download all the top posts, organize the comments, and feed that data back to me so I can have a chat to my financial advisor clients and say, hey, this is the direction of our content, these are the new pages that we need to build. This is a monthly thing as well. No doubt for spaces like pest control, once we have narrowed down all of the pests and built those pages and built all the guides, there's no new pests that mutate from things, but there's still unlimited content ideas that could be created, rewritten, trimmed. So if you've gotten down to this path of this video, you can message me and I'll just paste you this prompt. I'm just interested to see who gets to the bottom, or you could just rewrite this yourself. But it's actually very simple. If you literally grab what I created here, throw that and say Gemini or Claude, I'd probably go like a Claude and say, hey, make me a custom GPT with a ChatGPT, a research machine that does that. Otherwise, message me and I will copy and paste this exact prompt. This is exactly what I use. I use it in conjunction with the thinking mode of, currently it's Claude, but this will work in GPT or Gemini, and I use it with an Ahrefs FireDev crawl MCP that then I use Ahrefs and some other stuff. But look, on its own, this will get you some beautiful research that will greatly help, because there's a lot of data out there that it's just going to collect. Hopefully this has been helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye bye.